Okay, time to install the new Accentuate WordPress theme from Commerce Gurus. So we're going to start off very quickly is the assumption that you have installed a brand new fresh install of WordPress. So Accentuate is a WordPress theme. It's designed for the WordPress.org software. So if you're using WordPress.com, Accentuate isn't the theme for you. So you'll need your own self-hosted WordPress install. If you don't currently have a hosting provider, there's a number of hosts we recommend, SiteGround being probably the best host that we've come across for beginners with WordPress. So there's links below to where you can get your first hosting account. So once you purchase Accentuate, you're going to get let me just move this into the window here. You get a package called Accentuate package, which is a zip file. So inside that zip file, you have a number of different directories, which you can see here: child theme, demo data, documentation, licensing, plugins, theme installs. So quite a common mistake is people try and upload this zip file into WordPress. Don't do that. That's actually just the full package. The actual theme itself is inside the theme install directory, and it's called accentuate.zip. So that's the file we're going to be uploading as part of this install process today. Just to very briefly explain what else you have, we also have a child theme. So we recommend that you use the child theme as your default theme, really, actually, once you've done the initial installation. That basically allows you to make your own theme customizations and changes without directly editing the main theme parent theme, which is quite useful for future upgrades. Obviously, the theme is updated on an ongoing basis as we add new features and make tiny little bug fixes. The demo data folder here just explains, it's quite a common case that you'll find a demo data file within your zip file. Ours is actually embedded in the theme itself. So just to explain that very briefly there, in case you're wondering where the demo data is. Documentation obviously goes through. We have documentation available in a PDF file, but we recommend that you actually go to this URL, which actually contains all the theme documentation. Just to briefly show you what that looks like. You'll find a getting started guide, number of different other solutions here to common tasks that people would want to do with our themes. And that's kept up to date all the time. You'll also find in the zip file copies of any plugins that we support and the theme install. So let's go ahead and start the install. So if I go back to WordPress, I'm going to assume that you've managed to install WordPress on your hosting account, and we go to Appearance, Themes, hit Add New, Upload Theme, and choose File. I'm going to go back to the directory showed you into the theme install directory, accentuate.zip, and we hit Install now. So you can see now this is uploading. On my server, our upload limit is quite high. What you'll find sometimes at this point here, instead of seeing this theme install successfully message, you may see a message that says, "Are you sure you want to do this?" which is quite a cryptic message in WordPress land. But basically what that means is that your file upload restrictions are stopping the theme from being uploaded correctly. So if you do come across that problem, what you need to do is get in touch with your hosting company and explain that you need your file upload limit increased. I'll show you briefly now. It's the theme is actually 1.2 megs. It's not very big, I'll be honest with you. Some themes you'll see are 20-30 megs, and that could be a problem. So it's rare that this happens now, but if it does happen, you need to ensure that you can upload at least 1.2 megs. So let's assume that you've been able to upload the theme. We go ahead and activate. And what you'll find now is the theme is now active. And you can see that there is an immediate prompt here, which is prompting us to do a few different things. So theme uses a plugin called Kirky for our customization options. So that's a required plugin. There are a number of other plugins that we recommend. They're not required, but we do recommend them. Advanced sidebar menu, which just allows you to do certain nice things with nesting pages in our sidebars. Content Form 7, I think if you've spent any time on WordPress, you know what that is. It's a content form plugin. One-click demo import is a very useful plugin. We're going to look at a little bit more now in a moment, showing you how to import demo content for the site. WP Bakery Visual Composer, which is the main page builder that the theme supports. Widget CSS classes and Yoast SEO are two other plugins that we use, quite useful for different things. So let's go ahead and begin installing our plugins. For the purposes of brevity, I'm actually going to install all of our plugins, and these are all well regarded, well built, well coded plugins. It's rare that you'll find any issues with these, so I would just go ahead and install all the plugins for best results as a beginner. So we've installed all our plugins, go back to this screen, and now we activate all our plugins. So you can see now we've activated and installed, or installed and activated all our plugins. So you'll see now, yeah, okay, we got a welcome message here. Thank you very much. Let's now go ahead, and if I just show you now what our site looks like. Again, remember folks, this is a blank WordPress installation. You'll see now that not a lot going on. We've got our theme active. There's not a lot in there. So how do we make this look more like the demo that you've seen before you purchased the theme? So what we want to do is import our demo data. So go to Appearance, Themes, Import Demo Data. So you'll see here now, we're going to be importing posts, pages, images, theme settings, everything that basically you would have seen in the theme demo. Something that causes problems for some people on some hosts is they'll click this button and either one or two things will happen. It will start spinning and never stop spinning, or it may start spinning and then show an error message. So what's happening here when I click this button is it's going and retrieving all the demo assets for the theme. To keep this nice and light, we actually don't ship all the images that you've seen in the main theme demo. We actually ship gray placeholders for the most part, so that actually keeps the import process nice and light. Secondly, we're not allowed to distribute any images for copyright reasons. So if you're wondering after this import process why you're seeing gray placeholders, that's why I want to keep this import process nice and light to ensure minimal issues. So I'm going to go ahead, click the import demo data, and you'll see here now, we'll just wait, shouldn't take long on this machine. That's it, all done. Okay, so it was that quick on a decent web host. You'll see it happens pretty quickly, but do not be surprised if you're on low power chair hosting if you have problems here. If you do have problems here, by all means contact us, but your first port of call should be to contact your web host and ask them to ensure that your max execution timeout is set to be a minimum of 60 seconds and ideally 120 seconds. So we've now imported our demo data. Let's go back and take a quick look at our homepage here. Let's see what we have now. Oops, sorry, just hit the wrong URL. Voila. Okay, so now we've imported. You can see we have a lot more content now, certainly. And you can see we have all our news. There's the gray placeholders I mentioned, which we helpfully show you what your ideal image sizes are. If I just click in, you'll see this loads the post details. So one or two other steps we can take here. We can go to settings. One thing I always do, which I haven't done yet, is just let's enable post name to be our permalink structure, which is our preferred optimal setting. If you see messages like this, hola, would you like to receive automatic updates and unlock premium support? Please activate your copy of Visual Composer. So this is a common issue where people click this link here and they try to activate Visual Composer and they're asked to log in to their Envato account, or they're asked to add in their purchase code. Now, this is not the purchase code for the theme. This is a separate purchase code that you're under no obligation to buy. It's for Visual Composer. just to briefly explain, when you get a copy of Visual Composer via theme, you are not getting a separate license for Visual Composer. We have what's called a bundled plugin license for Visual Composer. So unfortunately, when you get a plugin bundled via theme, you can't avail of automatic updates. So we issue updates to Visual Composer on a ad hoc basis as the theme is updated. So if you start seeing prompts for update to a new version here, you won't be able to update it directly within WordPress. You have to wait for a theme update, and there's a separate link below as to how to, we have a separate video showing how to update bundled plugins that ship with our themes, and I'll put the link below. So just one or two other things that we can do in here. So let's go to settings and we go to reading. What we want to do here is set our home page, front page, and we'll set our news page. And I'm going to hit save. So now if I go back and have a look at our home page, we'll see now things are looking much more like the demo that you would have seen on ThemeForest rather. So again, you'll see there's no image here, right? Because we haven't shipped any images, placeholder background. But pretty much everything else, again for the placeholders, is identical. So you can see it's a pretty quick process to get up and running with Accentuate. There might be one or two things in here which we can tweak. I'll show you now. If we go back into appearance and menus. See right now what's happening is it's loading in all pages. So what we can actually do is assign this to be our main menu here. Hit save. So now, go back. We'll see that our main menu now matches the main theme demo. Again, just clicking through our About Us page. Our services pages. Again, you can see our sidebar contents is automatically being pulled in as well. Our side menu, which is coming from the advanced sidebars plugin. Case studies. Our people pages. Our news page, which loads our blog posts. And our contact page rather. Contact form appears on the page. So a few other small things we can do very quickly here is you can see here you can add this text in appearance, which is widgets top bar. So let's have a look at that. Appearance, widgets top bar. And here we go. So we could change this to say, for more information on our kick-ass. Oh, I can't spell today. I'll just hit update. You get the idea. And let's just show you that working in progress. So that's how you update your top bar. Okay, so how are our themes managed and updated? So we use the native WordPress customizer, which is accessible via appearance and customize. So once you click that, the WordPress customizer opens up. And now that you've also installed Kirky, you'll see that we've a lot of different theme options that are available from within here. So if I go to general settings, you can see that we have a preloader. So as you open pages, you'll see that briefly appeared here. As I click through, we'll see it again. The site's quite fast, so it's not appearing for long. If I want to switch that off, I can just hit hide, save and publish. And now when I go back to my front, and you'll see we didn't see any preload at that time. So it's been switched off. Logo height, which actually controls the height of your logo once you've uploaded one. Logo mark, which adjusts the width of your logo mark, you can see here. Site identity is where you actually upload your logo. So right now we're using our text logo, which is the default in WordPress, with our tagline just underneath. So that's probably one of the first things you'll want to do. You can go ahead here and upload your logo. And if I just come back out of general, just to show you a few other things you can do. So we've got our color settings here. Primary swatch color is used kind of as the flex of color throughout the theme. So you can set that here. General links, general link hover. If you want to switch the background color, you can here. And our footer colors are set here. So there are our main color customization options. So there's additional settings you can do here. For example, if you want to switch off that top bar that we were editing a few minutes ago, you can do that here. It's now gone. Or if you want to bring it back, you can also change the background color. Let's make it something a little bit different there, so we can see what comes back. There's much more vivid. Text color, button color, lots of different settings there. Header colors, so we can set the header background. And again, I'm jumping out to the, let's just set that there now. Site title. I'm just picking any old colors here. Let's see what happens. Yeah. Okay, so we'll be using this in production. Navigation layout, again, there's quite a lot of settings here. The line heights can be set. The position of the main navigation can be controlled. We can switch off sticky navigation. We can switch off search. Let's switch off a few of these things here now. Let's move main navigation above our header. Let's see what's happening now. Yeah, so you can see this is moved above. Our sticky is now off and our search is gone. Navigation colors. So we can set our navigation background color, which is currently white. Let's make this look really bad. I think I'll make it yellow. Save that. There you go. Okay, so color can be set. And what else will we do? So main navigation fonts, so let's change this to, say, robotic condensed, for example, and let's it to be quite bold, and let's make it a little bit punchier. Oh yeah, we want to probably change the color. Okay, so you can see it's quite easy to quickly, dramatically change. My poor selections of colors aside, it's quite easy to dramatically change the general look and feel of the header. And yeah, level 2 font settings, in case you're not sure what they are, they're the fonts in here. I'm going to leave those alone for the moment to get the idea. So, typography. So you can see we have a lot of granular control over all the main typography settings. So if I want to change away from Neato, again, let's make it Roboto regular this time. Let's leave it at, maybe bring it down just a fraction. And yeah, I'm going to change my types to be a little. Let's have a look and see what we've got. Okay, yeah, we'll do. Oh yeah, another thing to notice, if you see links here, in some cases these are, you'll see this little, I don't know if you can see it there, but you can see the little hash link. They're just hashed out, okay? So if I actually go ahead and edit that page now, you'll see, let's just kill that activation message. So, You can see now Visual Composer is active here. And let's just go back briefly. I'm just going to open the page again in a separate tab so you can see what I'm doing. So go back down to Audit and Assurance. Let's have a look and see where that's managed. So here we go, at Audit and Assurance. And you'll see, if I click the Edit, the pen icon here, you'll see that that's our link. If I just, quite often, quick tip, just go into text, you'll see there's the hash link there. So sometimes it's actually easier just to look. For smaller change like this, just to use the text tab within Visual Composer. Sometimes it's not obvious to what you're doing here, right? So if I go into text, let's say I want to link that to Audit and Assurance, I would go and just find that page here, and grab a URL, head back into Visual Composer, replace that hash, save the changes, update, we're done. So yeah, you'll see some links that are hashed out in the demo install, and it's as simple as that. Just go in and update those to link to the pages you want to link to. Yeah, I mean, all of this content has come in and is optimized for Visual Composer. So, you know, just one of the things you might want to do straight away when you're editing the homepage is to figure out how do you put an image back in to here. Okay, so the way you do that is quite straightforward. You're back in Visual Composer, and you might be looking, okay, where is the image? I can't find it in here. It's actually in the row settings here. So this little pen here, up on this bar here, is what you're interested in. Click row settings, design options, and this here is where you want to add your image. Okay, so what I'll do briefly here is I'll just actually, what I can do is I'll upload file. So you'll want to upload obviously your image, and you can see the optimal size here is 1680 by 700 pixels. So I'll set that image now, and I hit Save Changes, and I hit Update. Okay, so the page is now updated. Let's go back, have a look and see what we've done. And you'll see our image is now popped in just like the demo. You want to do the same in a couple of other places. If we compare with the main demo, we have a couple of other images on the page. So where else have we got one? We've got one down here, so become part of the Accentuate difference. Let's have a look at that. Where are we? Whoops, I've gone too far. Sorry, it's my fault. So where is it? It's just under. Okay, so it's under case studies and our people. Okay, so it's just here, right? So it mightn't be immediately obvious, but the image that's missing from here, if you think about this row here, the image is assigned to the row properties for this section here. Okay, so it's from this guy, similarly to what we did with the first one. We go to Design Options, go down to Background, and I'm actually just going to set the same image for now, just so you can see how this works. Again, no other settings need to be adjusted. Everything else is set up for you. Just need to add your image, hit Update. Okay, we'll just wait for the page to load. There we go. Now let's go back and see what happens. You see that image is now popped in here as well. And I'll show you just the last one. Oh, we've already got our last one in, which is great. They'll automatically pop in for you. Super. So I think they're all the main things that we wanted to cover today in this initial introductory installation and setup tutorial. Yeah, I think so. I think that's it. I'm sure you may have questions, some additional questions about how to install and configure Accentuate. So if it's not covered in today's installation video, be sure to check out the documentation link, which is in the package we showed you earlier on at the very beginning of the video. So we do cover additional things in here, like how to set up WooCommerce, which the theme fully supports. We talk about here how to update the typed text effects that you see in the homepage bar. We cover additional things like what I just showed you, how to add background image to the row. So that's written there. If you don't like how I describe the video, check that out. So there's the WooCommerce installation process. Here's how you update your logo. So we briefly looked at that in Customizer, but that's covered here in more detail. Again, if you are experiencing issues and problems and you want to get in touch with us, you can do so via support page on the sales page from ThemeForest. And if there are any suggestions for additional features or improvements, we'd love to hear from you. All right, that's it for today. Thank you.